Real Madrid have beaten Ferencvaros 2-1 in their pre-season friendly. There's a lot to talk about. Rivas scoring the first goal, then SP getting in 4 minutes after the second half started, scoring a goal, new player. That's a positive, but the first goal of Ferencvaros from Kodro was definitely a negative, and that will be the story of this game. Some positives, a lot of negatives. If we're being completely honest, yes, we did win, but there's just so many question marks. I have so many things to talk about, especially in the second half, because I think the first half with this lineup actually looked a little bit better than when we had all of the starters in the lineup in the second half. Before we, start anything, please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this video, like, and even comment your thoughts on the game, because I read them, I read your comments. I am interested to see what you think, because I just think it's just polarizing. Yes, it's preseason, but on the other hand, we play in like 15 days. We play the first game of La Liga in like 15 days, and I want to see something else from Real Madrid, and this was once again a game where we looked complacent. Now, I'm gonna do both, starting 11s, which will be the first half first, and then the second half, later. Now, we started with Lunin, Carreras, Rivas, Juan Martinez, and Dumfries in the back, which, we gave a little bit of a chance to the youngsters. Then in the midfield, we gone for more experience. Camavinga, Valverde, Arda Güler. Then Brahim on the right. Endrick as a striker. And once again, one of the academy players, Alexis Syria. Now, I'm actually going to start with the positives, because I think there were more positives in this half than the second half, as I already said. And that is definitely Arda Güler, which I just think he's sensational, honestly, guys. It's a shame that we have probably our, two most, I would say, creative and just game-changing players in the same position. Because if we're being honest, yes, Vinicius, star, Mbappe, star of the team. But when I look at Arda Güler and Jude Bellingham, they are the guys who run the game. They are the guys who made the difference. They are the guys that can do everything on the pitch. Well, Arda, not so much in defending, but if you look at it, just taking a ball and doing something with it every single chance in this game, that's Arda Güler. Either on the right side, deep, left side, long balls, chip over the defense, just put a ball through incisive pass. I mean, there's so many things Arda was doing in this game. For me, honestly, I can just say it now, he was my man of the match. I'm not going to even go on and wait for this, because Arda Güler was absolutely sensational. Maybe even if he added a goal, which I think he had 1 or 2 shots, not really great shots, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think one of them went wide, maybe one of them caught by the keeper. But if we're going to be honest, he could have had a little bit more help from the attack, especially from Endrick, where I think Arda Güler could have had at least 1 assist in this game. But honestly, on the ball, sensational. Chances created, once again, really good. And, it's to a point where I just think the other players on the pitch, they just had no urgency. Like Valverde, especially in the first half, he just looks lost. As soon as there is a system in place, Valverde looks like a mediocre player. I'm gonna be completely honest. Brahim Díaz, I don't even expect anything from you. Dumfries, yes, he did look good in the attack. I think, especially making runs and getting the ball to him was quite easy. But when it came to actually doing something with the ball, when he did go into the final third, it was a little bit, off, in my opinion, especially the first touch and even some passes. But I think Dumfries did okay. Juan Martinez and Rivas, fine. I think they were fine. I think defensively, first half was okay. Rivas, really a no bullshit, center back. Brother was kicking the ball out 30 meters away from the goal when there was no pressure, and I kind of like it. It's honestly better than what Rudiger and Huijsen were doing, because that second half rating, just get ready for that. Juan Martinez, I think, was a little bit worse, just not too involved in the game. Lunin, okay game, I guess. Not really too much to say about Lunin. When he had to save something, fair enough. The goal, not really his fault. Too close to the goal, honestly. Not really had too much to do. Carreras, we have to talk about Carreras. And honestly, guys, day by day, I get more happy about signing Marco Correa, because Carreras is genuinely so not ready to be an elite left back. And that's not because of his ability, that's not because of his role, profile. He's great physically, guys. He's great physically. He's great on the ball. He's okay in the attack. He can defend. He can do everything. He's an all-rounder, if we're being completely honest. And yes, he does give you some good performances, but mentality absolutely out of the window. He's given away balls from throw-ins, and then there was a clear handball by Dumfries in like the first 10 minutes, which the referee just didn't do anything. And just before that, Carreras just gave the ball away. Like the throw-in is in our half. You have Camavinga, Valverde, and Rivas right there. You pick a midfielder which has a player next to him, and you give a dumb-ass throw-in. I just see. Once again, I'm going back to the point. This is preseason, sure, but if this is preseason, you're doing this against Ferencvaros. What are you gonna be doing against Bayern? What are you gonna be doing in games where you need to win? When we're losing against a La Liga team that's playing a 6 place at the back, and you're giving away balls like this. And we should have gotten, a penalty against us, because that was a handball, if we're being honest, by Dumfries. Now, another player I actually liked in this game, two of them, apart from Arda Güler, especially in the first half, was Alexis Syria and Camavinga. Once again, Camavinga is getting flamed on the timeline, but don't let the haters fool you. Yeah, I know Camavinga is going to get hate either way. It doesn't matter. But Camavinga defensively today was sensational. I think the only lost ball was the one cross that everybody is flaming him about. But like, he made one bad cross to Carreras, which Carreras didn't even make the run after, because the pass was just hard enough already. So what does that even matter? We were in their half. Camavinga tried to make a pass. One pass, by the way. One misplaced pass or a cross. I'm pretty sure he had more misplaced passes, but the Camavinga hate is honestly just a little bit too much. Even if I am the biggest Camavinga glazer, I am telling you 100% truth-wise, I think Camavinga was great today. On the ball, he had some nice actions, nice dribbles. And when he had to defend, I think he had the most recoveries and defensive actions if he stayed on the pitch for the whole game, because he only got 45 minutes. But when he was on the pitch, I think he looked great. On Brahim's side, nothing really to talk about, honestly. He was out of the game most of the time. When he got the ball, he just laid it off to Arda Güler or passed it back to Camavinga. And when he finally had a shot, it's Brahim. What do I tell you, honestly, guys? I would give him like a 4 out of 10, honestly. I don't know, maybe 5. On the other hand, Alex Syria, I think he had the cross for the Rivas goal, which was a kind of a good header, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a kind of a goal from nothing, because Ferencvaros just got a little bit complacent, from the corner, because the goal came right after a corner. They were just out of focus, but I like him. I like him on the ball. I think if Cucurella actually played, he could have been even better. Maybe, if his finishing gets a little bit better, maybe we could see him someday make a move, because he's never going to be playing for Real Madrid, if we're being completely honest. But I think there's a talented player there. Endrick, the striker gimmick has to be put in the back, honestly, bro. Like, Fries in the back, Endrick, I'm not gonna lie, you are a right winger. And the second goal of Real Madrid, which came in the second half, which we're gonna get into a little bit later, soon enough, but it was because Endrick made a good run off the right, opened up space for Fede Valverde, and then Fede Valverde just an easy pass to SP, and once again, SP is alone because there is space made by the right winger, and the midfielder splits the defense. SP is there all alone because of Endrick being on the right and not as a striker. I think that was just I don't know why he even started that. Honestly, I think we should have started Endrick on the right, and we should have, not started Brahim, and SP should have been playing from the first minute. But once again, last thing on the first half, I think Fede Valverde should have done way more. I think just him wearing the number 8 after Toni Kroos just still doesn't sit right with me. Like, give this brother, I don't know, give him something that's like long shots, What number is associated with long shots? Just give him like 17 or like 14. I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit right with me, bro. This guy cannot make a pass. He's not doing anything in the attack, honestly. Like, I just don't know what's the plan with Fede Valverde, because I genuinely think he's an attacker. I don't think he's a midfielder, especially in the double pivot, because Camavinga clearly looked better than Fede Valverde today. And what does that say about the player when Camavinga is probably the most hated player at Real Madrid? But if I had to give a rating for overall, for the whole team, as I already said, Arda was my MVP, Syria and Camavinga were 2 good players as well. I think the academy defenders did okay, Dumfries okay, Lunin okay, Carreras, Brahim, and Endrick, and Valverde think they could have done much better, honestly, especially Carreras and Valverde. They were just too complacent, no urgency. Defensively wise, Carreras didn't have much to do, but when he did that throw in, I was like already finished with him, honestly. And Valverde, I just thought he would do more, honestly. Maybe he's still tired from the World Cup because he has been playing so many games in the last 12 months. So Arda Güler definitely my MVP. I would give the first half like a 6 out of 10. Honestly, it was just okay, and we scored the goal and we won the first half. So I guess it was still okay, you know, for the players that we had on the pitch. Now on the second half, absolutely different because I just when you have Vinicius, SP, Bernardo Silva, Huijsen, Rudiger, Trent coming on. So basically that's like maybe 4 starters and 2 really good players, you know. First look at Bernardo Silva. We're getting the 2 center backs that could be starting next season as well. We're getting a Vinicius, new contract. SP, which, sure, he did the great for the first goal. Didn't really have anything to do other than that in the second half because we just didn't give him anything because there was no chance, chances created. And we just lacked creativity so much in the second half. But you're expecting these players to do much better. Yeah, forget about SP now. He's a youngster. We just signed him. But like Bernardo, I don't even know what he did this game. Vinny was absolutely horrendous. Oh my goodness, that brother is not ready to play yet. He needs more sharpness. He needs more training. We could clearly see that. I'm not going to put too much thought into it, but oh my god, guys. Huijsen, Rudiger, and Trent. There is no urgency. Absolutely no awareness, especially by Rudiger and Trent. Huijsen is just the chill guy. He's not doing anything, honestly, guys. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to this brother because in the Club World Cup 12 months ago, I thought he was one of the best ball-playing defenders in the world. Suddenly, he just does nothing. Rudiger cannot even keep his man. That's how we conceded the first goal. And just before that, we scored a great one, honestly, guys. Like, what a play. You know, one pass, then Endrick makes the run inside, gives it to Valverde. Great ball. Great. SP, easy chance, we scored it, and then we just show up with this, where you have just Carreras, you know, pushing up to the player, fair enough. Huijsen couldn't really get there. I think he could have been much faster as well, but I'm not going to put too much thought into Huijsen for the first goal. But like Rudiger, you lose your man completely, and what is Lunin supposed to do? And once again, on the defensive awareness, there's just not enough pressure on the attackers, especially from Trent and Rudiger. Like, they don't push up well enough. When the player is right there, they usually get cooked, and Trent has to get better defensively. Like, he's like 27 now. He's still getting cooked by Ferencvaros wingers. I don't really understand it, honestly. Second half from, Bernardo, I already said. I don't know. Did he even play? Honestly, guys, I don't know. Endrick on the right, he had like 20 minutes or like 18 minutes. He was kind of okay. He looked better than as a striker, honestly. He had that, chance where he basically created the goal because he made that space for Valverde and we scored. Arda Güler, nothing really much to do. Still probably the best player on the ball. Because honestly, Vinicius was absolutely atrocious and SP just didn't get the ball. Valverde, much better in the second half, defensively, but going forward, we had absolutely nothing. We lacked creativity so much. And you could just see these players are not ready to play yet. And I hope in the up and coming preseason friendlies, we actually get better. Because the games are like close. It's getting closer now. It's the 8th of August. I think we play on the 22nd of August. So guys, I mean, we can sure be saying and sugarcoating this. Yeah, this is only a preseason friendly. Yeah, we had these players, that players. Jude Bellingham is not there, Mbappe is not there. Yeah, but if we're being completely honest, I think we all deserve a little bit more against Ferencvaros. I was about to say Fenerbahce. I'm so cooked, honestly, today. The first look at Bernardo Silva wasn't even a look. I wasn't even looking at Bernardo Silva because I couldn't see him the whole game. He had a couple of nice touches, but other than that, honestly, SP goal was the only positive from the second half. If we're being completely honest. Sestero came on, then I kind of just started scrolling on Instagram and nothing happened. Like, Arda Güler had a free kick, which he missed. Vinicius Jr., I think this is one of his worst games I've ever seen. But I don't understand. I don't even know what to say about the second half, guys. Like, yeah, Ferencvaros scored a goal. They weren't doing anything, bro. They weren't doing anything. There is no analysis here. The players were they looked like they played 90 minutes yesterday, and now they played another one. The academy players looked better than the starters. Syria looked better than Vinicius. Rivas looked better than Huijsen. Martinez looked better than Rudiger. And even Dumfries looked better than Trent, if we're being completely honest. Because Dumfries, at least he was getting into those chances. At least he was doing something. He was getting involved. Trent, nothing. Just nothing. And he looked shaky defensively, if we're being completely honest. Arda Güler, lack of creativity, I would say, in the second half, but I do not blame him at all, because when he finally gave the ball to Vinicius or the players that came on after, when Endrick got subbed off and Valverde got subbed off for Lamine Fati as well, I think, Sestero, nothing, just nothing happened. They lost the ball immediately. The midfield had no urgency to get into the attack. It just looked like we didn't want to do anything, and defensively, we looked absolutely horrid. If I'm gonna be completely honest, this defense cannot be starting. I'm so happy we signed Cucurella. I don't want to see Rudiger start ever again, honestly, because I rather see Rivas or Martinez over Rudiger. And I'm completely honest, guys. Rudiger has no awareness, and that awareness, where it wasn't there before, it was, made up by his pace, by his physicality. But the pace is now slowly fading away, and the physicality will be slowly fading away as well with his age. And if you have Rudiger there, you have to have a more defensive fullback, not Trent. And when you have both slowly fading Rudiger and Trent not defending, you're gonna have problems, honestly. They could have scored even more goals. They had those chances. They had a corner. They had even a free kick at the end of the game. There were some chances. Even I remember even a chance where, once again, Carreras just doesn't press up to his winger. The winger cuts inside, and he has a free shot. Honestly, a free shot. If that was a La Liga game, I'm telling you, somebody scoring that on their left foot. He just put it wide, but what are we expecting from Ferencvaros, But I would say this is a positive for the younger players, for the youngsters, especially in the first half. Arda Güler, even Endrick in the second half, and SP scoring his goal. But other than that, Vinicius, absolutely disappointing. Bernardo, nowhere to be seen. Carreras, Huijsen, Rudiger, Trent, shocking defending. Not really doing too much attacking-wise. And yeah, Arda Güler was the unanimous MVP, I think, I would say. And if I had to pick the second best player in this game, it would genuinely be Eduardo Camavinga. What does that say about the team and the performance? I think you can make your own mind up, honestly. We won, that's all that matters for now. It's a slight confidence boost, but at least we didn't concede the second one, because if we did concede 2 in that second half, I would have genuinely been worried for this defense, because it is Ferencvaros, yeah? So please, next game, a little bit more urgency, a little bit more creativity, and let's get ready, because if the next game once again looks like this, I'm not gonna be so chill. It's gonna be starting to look more like a rant, not an analysis, because I'm getting a little bit mad with these players that just came back from vacation. Brother, I could have played better than you, and I'm not even a professional footballer, bro. I sit on my ass and make videos. I could have played better than you, Vinicius, today. I'm telling you, bro. I could cut in and put in to one top wins against Ferencvaros, guys. What we doing, man? No urgency, lack of creativity. Arda Güler, what a game, and Camavinga wasn't bad. Don't let Twitter and social media fool you, and great game from the youngsters. I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any thoughts, any disagreements with me, put them down below in the comments. Like the video, and if you're watching on your phone, please hype it as well. It helps so much. Thank you so much for watching this video again, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.